Been going together about a year and a half, and it was wonderful. We had a great, then we started getting a little bit serious about it. And so there was a sales contest at Sears, whereas if you would win and go over your quota that they give you, your first prize would be a trip to Florida. All expenses paid, and you could take another person with you, and it was all expenses paid. A week down at Ponte Vedra, Florida. I mean, it's a very exclusive place. And then you got $100 in cash besides a trip. And so the girl said to him, if you marry Catherine, you got to marry her. If you win the contest, you had to marry Catherine, and which was no problem. So anyway, so help me. In the war, they didn't have very many radio batteries, and his shotgun shells. They were very scarce, which these are two items that he sold the most. So he got a new shipment in of both of them. And so they really worked hard, and sure enough, he won. His division won first place. So when he found out and heard the news, I was off that day. It was on a Thursday. And I was talking to Mom and drinking my morning coffee when he called. And he says, guess what? And I says, what? And he says, I won the trip, and we're going to get married. I said, oh, and I was so excited. I thought, oh, gosh, this is wonderful. Then and he said, I'll see you tonight after work. And but the girls, I could hear them in the background. They were just giggling up a storm. They thought, oh, God, this is great. And because I'd known them, and it was so nice. And so sure enough, then he proposed, and then we had our wedding then. All the arrangements had been made for this trip already in advance. So it only gave us 3 weeks to throw everything together, the wedding and everything. And as I said, this was a small Sears now. This was like a happy family. I mean, we all knew each other and what was going on. And so we had 3 weeks to plan a church wedding because I wanted to get married in church. It had to be on a Sunday, so we had to get married at 8:30 in the morning before Sunday school class started. So I wouldn't interfere with the church service, and they were very gracious about it. And I remember my pastor, Lofner, he said, that's fine. He says, we can arrange this. So, but anyhow, it wasn't there at Grace Church. It was Memorial Lutheran Church where Howard belonged. When he came here from West Virginia, that's where they went to church, Memorial Lutheran Church. And so all I had to do was just transfer my, I want to call it now, okayed it. I mean, all I had to do was just transfer it, my membership. And so sure enough, I had this 3 weeks to get this wedding together. And of course, then you did go to reception halls and places to have your weddings. So Mom had it, and she hurried and got things ready and ordered the cake. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I got all the wedding clothes and all that I wanted. So I remember going to stores with Mom, and we saw this one gown that I really liked. It was lace over tulle with long sleeves and with a sweetheart neckline, because sweetheart neckline in those days, it was popular. And I got the dress, and they even gave me a wedding book along with it. It was $25. And I thought, oh my goodness, $25. So then all my pretty things, lingerie and stuff, was very scarce. So one of my girlfriends worked in the lingerie department at Sears. Well, they said, oh, we'll let you know when anything comes in. So they did. I mean, every time they got something pretty in a slip or anything, they would tell me. So then I started putting things together of what I was going to wear. I mean, we only had 3 weeks to do this, and I was working in between. So anyway, each one gave me something. One gave me a veil that I could use. One gave me the luggage to take. One gave me, just little by little, we got it all together, and they were so thrilled. And these two girls were in my wedding. One was a matron, the other was a bridesmaid, and they giggled and laughed. We had fun. The only thing was his mom was disappointed because she wanted to go on this trip, she thought.